What did we watch?
Hello, The Graduate.
Welcome back to the Making Me Watch Movies podcast, where this week Jake made us watch The Graduate.
1967.
My God, what an old movie.
Mike Nichols classic.
Is he even alive still?
I don't think so.
He
Like,
died
no way.
about
No
he
way.
died about 7 years ago.
He'd be older than Dustin Hoffman, and
He
Dustin
was-
Hoffman's 100 years old.
He died when he was 83.
Hoffman's still alive.
No, I'm talking about Mike Nichols.
I know.
How old is
But,
Dustin
yes.
Hoffman?
Probably like 80.
Indeed.
Is he 80?
He's in his
Hoffman?
70s, if not.
He's got to be older than 80s.
Hoffman's got to be pushing it.
I'd say he's mid 80s.
Yeah, like 84.
Mid 80s.
80s.
I'd say Hoffman's mid 80s. Jake, this is your movie. What is your word? We need your help.
This was hard to figure out a word, but I think I'm going with bipolar. I'm going with bipolar.
I get it. I
Yeah, you get it? You get it?
I get it. I don't
What's
think
your word,
anybody else
Anthony?
gets it. Oh, how kind of you to ask me. Timely.
Timely?
Timely.
I'm gonna go. I've gotta hear about that one, but I don't know. I was really hard to think of a word for this because I don't know how I really feel about this movie. So we gotta talk about it. But I'm
Alright.
just gonna go.
That is what we should
I'm
do.
gonna go erratic. I'm gonna go erratic.
Erratic.
And he's 84, guys. I just checked. He's 84.
84.
Mid 80s was correct.
Mid 80s.
Mid 80s.
Mid 80s, like Madonna.
Exactly like Madonna.
McDonald's.
Well. So you don't know how I feel about
I
this
don't know why
movie.
that's so funny.
What do
Alright,
you
go ahead.
feel?
What
Do you
feel,
have
dude?
feelings?
You don't know how you, Schwartz doesn't know how he feels. Anthony, how do you feel?
About what?
The movie. You just said you didn't know how you feel about it.
I don't think I like this movie. I don't think I liked it. I think
You
it
don't
was
like old movies.
well, that's what I think when I say the word timely, I think I was trying to think of this movie's not timeless. So is timely the opposite of timeless?
No, that makes. I mean, it was reflective of the era, in
And it
certain
was
times
reflective
and
of
what
the
was
era,
made.
meaning timely. But I also
Timely,
think
yes.
like this doesn't hold up. This movie don't hold up. I don't think Dustin Hoffman's acting holds up, to be honest with you. Like in general today.
I still really like this movie.
That's cool.
I think when this movie was made, it was something that a lot of people hadn't seen before, coming out of the 50s. Like, I mean, Kubrick was doing his thing back in the 60s, but like this was the beginning of like right before Scorsese and Coppola and all them came, and like right before Easy Rider. So like I feel like back then this was a movie that they're like, all right, that's pretty cool. Like to make like such a edgy, hip, independent style hipster movie, you know what I mean? But like you said, that doesn't
Mhm.
it by no way doesn't stand up today. And by timely, I thought you meant like the time we're in now. It's good to watch it now because it represents something that like we're going through now. But I can't really I don't see that.
No, I think
Not specific to that time.
timely is probably a fucking stupid word, but I just think it was. I just don't think. I don't think it holds up today. I don't think this movie wouldn't be made today. This movie would be like I mean, maybe like Polanski would make this movie.
Yeah, I don't think this story is as, I guess, like controversial or shocking as it would be today.
No,
Back
not at
then, I
all.
think this is
Back
more of
then
a
it was.
surprise. But now it's very almost basic for what times
It's
are now.
basic, but it's also would be like it. I think it would be controversial. I think people would be pissed at this movie because of like how she was predatory toward him, how he was predatory toward Elaine. Like that's how it'd be spun.
Yeah. Well, earlier in
Predators.
earlier in that like I said with Kubrick, he made Lolita, which was
Hot.
it was pretty controversial just because it was a dude taking advantage of a younger girl, but this is an older woman taking advantage of a younger dude, and they really didn't make a big of a deal out of it.
How old was Lolita?
Like 13.
That's pretty young.
Yeah, but I mean,
But
under
what?
18's under 18, right? Doesn't matter if you're 18
No.
or 13, it's still pretty bad.
I think 18 versus 13 there's a difference. I think there's a vast difference.
There is in numbers, so they're separated by a few numbers, sure.
And like cognitive learning and brain development.
Yeah, yes, you're right. You're for sure, especially in females. Probably they don't they say they get smarter quicker.
Women are smart.
Seems
Yeah.
like it. Is that what Lolita's about?
Lolita's
Okay.
about this dude who marries this woman, and he falls in love with the woman's daughter. Who's 13. Her name's Lolita.
Oh, it's basically Woody Allen before Woody Allen happened.
Basically, Woody Allen before Woody Allen happened. It's an old Russian play, and Stanley Kubrick,
okay.
of course, decided to make it to a movie.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. He made it right before Doctor Strangelove.
Okay. Yeah, it's one of the few evidence. Isn't it like 3 hours long or something?
It's
No.
not a good movie. I don't think.
Okay.
No, it's a good movie.
Nah, it's a bad movie.
I feel like there's a few of his movies that are like 3-ish hours that I haven't
Well,
seen.
yeah,
Like
Barry,
they're like
Barry
old.
Lyndon's like 3 hours.
That's probably one of them I was thinking of.
Clockwork
3
Orange
hours.
is pretty long. Full Metal Jacket's probably close to 3 hours.
Yeah. But that one,
Two
I
movies.
feel like when I know that movie, or when I watched that movie, I knew about it and I like expected it to be like kind of badass. So I was expecting some of these movies like Lolita or Barry Lyndon, they kind of just seem daunting. Like they just seem kind of boring. And if I know there's 3 hours of boredom, it's like, it's
Well,
like hard
Barry
for me to-
Lyndon is
hard for me to watch
very,
'em.
very daunting to watch because it's about like dainty fucking people doing dainty shit. Like it's
I'll
really
take
and
cool
it's
to
shot
look
like
at.
it's shot like a Renaissance painting.
Well, that's what it is. It's like a Renaissance painting, and it's really great to look at. And the shit he did, cinematography is absolutely incredible. But the movie itself is very hard to get through. It's
Okay.
like watching
like-
The Irishman.
It's like
It's
going
like
to
Downton
a
Abbey.
it's like
Yeah.
going to a Renaissance museum for 3 hours and learning.
I mean,
a
and
bit
it's
of
worth
history.
watching one time, honestly. Like you like Kubrick and respect him, like you should watch it at least once. But
Never
there's
heard
no
of
need
him.
to watch it more than that. I've seen it like twice, I think.
Kubrick make
But
Full Metal Jacket. Damn it! I was gonna make a joke, but I actually just.
back to this movie, Jake. Why did you pick this movie?
Who blew it?
I picked this movie.
You guys see Lolita Battle Angel?
Yeah, Alita Battle Angel. I always talk about that movie.
haven't
Robert
seen that.
Rodriguez.
No. Lolita Battle Angel.
What the hell's
Whoa.
that?
It's a sequel to Lolita. Kubrick never made it. He died before he could.
Damn.
I thought you were serious. I was like, what?
She grows up.
Lolita Battle Angel.
She grows up and turns into a female Batman.
Oh, okay.
Lolita Battle Angel.
Probably skip that one.
I heard Tarantino's gonna make it out of respect for Harry Kubrick, or whatever his fucking name was.
Eduardo Kubrick.
Todd Brick.
Jake, you were saying.
Oh, this movie, yeah, it's pretty good. I like it. I chose it because it's a classic. Everyone knows this movie. It's one of those we should see. I think this is on one of those lists of movies you got to see. It's definitely in like the AFI top 100. But beyond that, I've always liked this movie. I've always enjoyed it. I think it's funny, but also kind of dark and fucked up at the same time. And
Was it though? That's the thing I had about this movie. Everybody said how dark of a comedy it was, and I never really got
Definitely.
the whole dark. Well, I guess what
It
they're
ends
laughing
dark.
at, what they're laughing at is dark, but it's not dark in like a way of like In Bruges or even like Pulp Fiction. It's not dark like that.
It's not a black comedy. They're not
I
talking about like
think it
morbidity
kinda
and
is.
shit.
Well, not morbidity, but I think it can be considered like a dark comedy. It's kind of
It's
like,
like
Is
honest-
black
honest-
comedy and dark comedy different?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I feel like when I think of black comedies, I feel like it's morbid. That's all I think.
Okay.
Think
Like
these
morbid
guys-
as in like death stuff.
Yeah.
So like
Okay.
Pulp Fiction or In Bruges or
Yeah.
13 or Three
Okay.
Billboards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Dead man
And
on
I don't think-
campus.
I don't think this really goes to that
No, no.
length.
This is
Dead Man on
more-
Campus is actually a really funny movie.
Yeah.
That's a funny ass movie.
Well, yeah, it's kind of in the similar tone of that though, because it's more about it's about like depression, about that age. It seems to be a coming of age movie. It kind of seems like it's a romantic comedy, but I think really it's a dark comedy. Like these characters are pretty fucked up, and the choices they make are just they're just in the downward spiral this whole movie. And it's interesting because the way it's like shown and the setting that it's in, you think they're successful or they're gonna be successful, but it really it doesn't end well for really anyone.
I mean,
Go
yeah.
on.
Depending how
But-
you want to take what happened in the last frame, like,
Right.
do you think they're just realizing,
Oh,
like, hey,
They're
this is-
miserable.
Were
Yeah.
they though?
They went
I
like
think
this.
The
Oops.
uncertainty of what they just did certainly set in, and I think
Big
it's like-
oops.
That's what I'm saying. The
I think,
uncertainty
like,
of it. Yeah.
they're
So I don't
all
know if
like
they're
stoked,
miserable.
and then they sit there, then they're like,
Oops.
you can like you can see their thoughts happening with like the what did we just do? Like
Either that or he pooped himself.
oh.
Well, that's
Think
the
of that.
cut-
Think watch
best-
watch the end of the movie and think like right when it pans to it cuts the people in front looking at him, he shits his pants and it cuts back to him and he goes and like his change of like
She smells it. That's why she makes the face.
that's why she's making the face. That maybe that's how it ends. We don't know. He's
I mean,
dead.
that's
We
what I'm
can't
saying.
ask him.
There's no like certainty of what they're going through, but I think especially it's like the oh shit, like now what type of thing. Like what's the future hold for us here?
I think in
Mhm.
10 years they're miserable.
I mean, probably.
They're miserable. They have a kid. It's a
They could
piece
be
of
they
shit.
They could be done in the matter of days. That's what I kind of also like about this movie is we don't really see a lot or know a lot about what happened before.
Nah, they stick
and
it
we
out,
don't know what
dude.
happens after because she was married. She got married, so they got to deal with all that.
That's
they,
true. She's
they kiss.
legally married.
They kiss the bride. That like that it happened,
sad.
and then you can even hear Mrs. Robinson say it's too late. But yet
Unless they
Elaine still
sign the
runs away.
paperwork.
Yeah, the ceremony happened.
The
So
ceremony
but-
bullshit though. Unless
Yeah.
they sign the paperwork, it's
but
not legal.
We don't know.
It's
if they
legal
did.
in the eyes of God,
You have to sign
but
paperwork.
we don't even
before or
know
after
if he's
ceremony.
real.
God's
You know
very
he's real?
forgiving. It seems.
Oh God, you got you.
We don't know. Maybe they sign the paperwork afterwards. Maybe they do the ceremony and they're like, all right, let's make it official. And then they sign the paperwork and bang.
We'll never know.
We'll never
can-
know.
All right. Well, we can go from the beginning, and I can explain why this movie's like about depression in a lot of different ways.
Well, I mean, I get it. I understand. I've seen it. This is like probably the third time I've seen it. But no, we can go through that. but
No,
I think
yeah.
that-
So don't explain it at
no,
all.
that's
Jake.
not what I'm saying. That's not what
Let's
I'm saying.
talk
What
about
I
the
was
In
gonna
fact,
movie.
say
log off.
I got
Me and Schwartz got shit to
I
talk about.
think we get it.
I think the
Next
best
week's
part
pick
about this
is-
movie is Mike Nichols. Like Mike Nichols, like really knew how to make a movie back then, and did to the end of his career. Like he's an auteur guy. And I never really thought about it, but a lot of movies I didn't even know were his that I'd seen when I was like growing up. Like The Birdcage, didn't know who directed that when I saw
Good
it.
movie.
Loved that movie. Charlie Wilson's War with Tom Hanks. That's a pretty great movie. He directed that.
Mhm.
And then Closer. If you guys ever seen that with Jude Law and
It's a weird one. Yeah.
Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman, he directed that too. Those were his last three movies actually, and those were really fucking good.
A dark
and
one
then
about
I went-
relationships. Another
Yeah,
one.
that's what I mean.
Pretty dark.
He's all about like the human condition, like what people
Yeah.
go through and everything like that. And do you guys know his backstory about how he was like a improv stand-up comedian?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
didn't
watch
know
it.
he was improv stand comedian. I knew he directed plays
Yeah.
before
Big into
movies.
theater
Yeah.
as well.
Him
Yeah.
and this woman named Elaine May, who was another improv actor. They were a two-person show, and they toured for like.
Oh,
3 or
yeah.
4
I
years.
did see something about that.
Yeah. Anyway, so he's really good at knowing like about acting and human emotion. I think that's why he makes movies like that, and he does it pretty well. Because one thing this movie does do is, like you said, Jake, it shows how bleak life is, even for the people who you're supposed to think have it so great. You know what I mean?
And like, in speaking of his comedy, the timing was really well. I think Dustin Hoffman's comedic timing in certain parts and how people reacted to certain things at certain moments were pretty well done. Like especially the relationship with Hoffman and Mrs. Robinson, of course.
Well, you know what I liked about his character in this movie too is he didn't have to say much, and you could see on his face that shit was really wrong with him. Like he definitely looked worried all the time.
That's
Yeah.
where he thrived. He
Yeah.
said a lot without saying anything.
Yeah, being
He
uncomfortable.
made a lot of weird noises. He had a lot of weird mannerisms. He would slam his head against the wall if
Awkward
he felt
guy.
uncomfortable. But yeah, that's pretty awkward. Borderline retarded, no?
Perhaps a
I
little.
mean,
I mean, I guess we'll never know that either.
he's
there's spectrum, possibly. Who knows?
spectrum. It's social. He's socially not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the filmmaking aspect of this was there.
Is this the
especially
prequel
for
to Rain Man?
especially for the time? So go, yeah, this
Yeah,
movie
how
did
it
prequel
shot
to
was
Raven.
cool. Like it
Yeah.
was. There's a lot of
Shallow
subtleties
how?
to the way it was shot, and a
how
lot
it
of
was shot.
subtleties and a lot of things were good in this movie.
I'll give you that. The cinematography was wonderful. It was
Yeah.
very artistic.
The
Mhm.
use of music was pretty interesting too. How about they just literally laid it over just full scenes as opposed to making it seem
Well,
like it
and the
was real
fact
or
that
anything like that.
I didn't realize that this album was written for this movie.
Yeah,
Simon and
the
Garfunkel.
Mrs. Robinson song was written for this movie.
The whole album was
Oh,
this.
really?
They wrote this whole album was made for this movie. And Mrs. Robinson was not even about this. Mrs. Robinson was a previously written
Roosevelt.
song.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mrs.
that
Roosevelt.
Nichols was like, nah, dude, this is about this movie now. Okay, I'm still keeping the Joe DiMaggio part in there.
Suck it, nerd.
I don't know. I think the music was great because I love Simon and Garfunkel.
The use of it though, it wasn't practical. It was just
It's
really
weird.
laying it over fucking scenes and montages. I love
It was weird. It was very. It was yeah. It was mute. There was a lot of. This is a montage heavy move.
Yes, it was montage heavy move. But
Montage heavy move. Yeah, a lot of montage, a lot of creepy montages, a lot of piece of shit montages, a lot of fucking montages.
Yeah.
what's a piece of shit montage? You need to
when
elaborate.
when he turned into a piece of shit after he was banging a bunch, and she like the succubus sucked the life out of him, and he was just like laying around on the pool and talking to his parents. So
He had a good life going, dude. He was pooling
He
during the
did.
day and fucking at night. That's pretty great.
peeing during the D and effing during the knee.
But he was clearly still miserable.
Did you miserable?
I
Yeah.
know. What's up with that? Why is everybody so
Oh.
miserable? Fucking in sun is nice.
Well,
I mean, also she was like,
Vitamin D, vitamin P, baby.
she was only 36 years old. How old was she supposed
Yeah.
to be in the movie?
Probably like 40, 42.
he said twice her age, so yeah, probably
Yeah,
supposed to be in the
42.
40.
He was
43.
20, so she
He
was
was
40.
But realistically, he was like almost 30, and she was like 35.
Yeah, he would. I think he was 30. He does not pass for a 20-year-old.
Movie man, not really.
Back then, it
His-
didn't matter.
His behavior did,
He had
but
to act like a 20-year-old.
his looks not.
James
exactly,
Dean was
but it worked.
56, dude.
It worked.
Ja- What?
Kidding.
I didn't like it. I don't think I like this movie.
Hmm.
I think it was stupid. I
Alright,
just
well-
think it was kind of, it doesn't hold up. I think it doesn't hold up, and it's I don't know. Continue, Jake.
Well, I think you're wrong.
Go ahead.
Because
Tell me about your depression.
So paraphrase, Jake. What's this movie about?
all right, this
depression.
movie is about.
Succubus.
Well, let's just walk through it. The movie starts with Benjamin on a plane. In the first lines of the movie,
Benjamin
we
Button,
are-
and he's
we
100
are-
years old.
beginning our descent, are the opening lines of the movie.
He says
And-
that on the plane.
No, that's the pilot says
Who
that.
does he say that to? The guy next to him?
The pilot says that.
Oh, he comes up to him, says that, or he says it over loudspeaker.
It's over the loudspeaker.
Alright.
And those are
Can
the
you
first
just-
lines
Can you just please
hear.
be specific? I'm confused
Yes.
already.
I'm trying to picture
Those
it
are
in
the
my head,
first
dude.
words you hear. Yes.
Why is he
We are
walking
beginning
around
our-
just
He's-
telling
he's
people
sitting,
we're going down?
He's sitting on the plane. We were on the plane, and then they land. after he
Actually, I
says, "We're
think the
beginning our
first shot
descent."
is him on the escalator thing moving.
No,
like,
that's the
Tar-
next shot.
That's
Tarantino
next.
just stole that, huh? For Jackie
Straight
Brown,
up.
yeah?
He did.
Tarantino
Straight
just
up
stole that
Jackie
from
It started
Brown.
with him. It started with him on the plane, but then after he landed, he was in the airport.
Tarantino
LAX.
must have seen this movie.
And then,
Oh yeah,
Tarantino,
he took it from that
I'm
movie.
pretty sure
for
Tarantino
sure.
saw it. I mean, it was Jackie Brown at LAX.
Yeah.
It was the world moving around them standing still, like him not, uncertain about what he's going into.
God, you thought
Full
about this.
symbolism. I did.
Quentin Steele's from the best.
I've always
though.
liked this movie. I've liked
Quentin
this movie
Steele's
for
from the
forever.
best.
He's yeah. He make good things. He take good thing. He make good thing.
Oh shit! Your machines are alive. It's like a Spielberg movie. So go
So-
ahead, Jay. Keep going.
After he lands, he gets home. His dad wakes him up with the first spoken words dialogue are, "What's the matter?"
What's the matter with you?
Something. What's the matter? Something depressed people probably get asked a lot. And
All right, we
there-
don't need your analysis. We just need the analysis of the goddamn movie.
All right, here's the movie.
This movie is
then-
about our analysis of the movie. This
Exactly.
podcast is about our analysis of the
Too
movie.
many
Fucking Dustin
analyses, one
Hasselhoff was
analysis.
fucking sad.
Dude, if
all
this
I'm
movie
saying.
starred David Hasselhoff, that'd be pretty awesome.
It was his graduation
Yo,
I
party.
heard
I
they
was in
tried to
Cats-
get David Hasselhoff. And he
His
said
parents
no.
were showing him off. Do you want?
I was
do you
in
want-
Cantor's a few weeks ago. At like
So
2
good.
I bet
at
the
like
story's
10
gonna
at
be
night,
good.
and David Hasselhoff walked in, and he was at like he went to a table with like 13 people, and it was like a little birthday party, and I guess like they invited him, and then like as I'm walking out, the waiter's like, "You want me to get you an autograph?" And I was just like, "No, thank you," and walked
I
away.
would.
Why?
I would have loved that. I've been like, let me get my surfboard.
Yeah.
Let me get my red trunks out of the car.
Please.
Nah,
I would have
said,
taken.
Nah, fool.
Here's a napkin. Have David Hasselhoff sign it for me.
And then we'll wipe your
Fuck
ass
that.
with it.
No, keep it, frame it in your fucking house. A Cantor's menu signed by signed by David Hasselhoff.
I mean, I guess that sounds kind
That
of.
would have been sick. You
Yeah,
fucked
kinda,
up, dude. That's like getting a rainbow ballroom, or the rainbow
So-
like napkin signed by Lemmy. R.I.P.
Mm.
He's dead now, dude.
Yeah. All right,
Hasselhoff's
Jake.
still alive,
All right, Jake, keep going.
although he might be dead right now.
He could have died immediately just now.
Could have.
I'm
Anyway.
gonna call him.
Don't hassle the Hoff.
Go
So
ahead.
they're at his graduation party. His parents
Yeah,
are
yeah,
showing
yeah.
him off with these.
Oh, you're so smart. You're
weird-
graduated.
Yeah, with these awkward tight shots. I liked the way that was shot. It was like all tight on him, and it was very claustrophobic. Like,
yeah.
and there was
Handheld,
one
super
shot
handheld.
before that when he was walking down the stairs where the camera lingered and was just on a picture of a clown, as if they're about to be like, "Hey, look at this clown."
Look at this stupid clown.
Yeah.
Hilarious
Yeah,
details.
yeah. The clown.
All the details.
So-
The
And
clown.
he's like, I don't even think I even saw that part.
No, that was more of like, yeah, it was so in your face that the fact that you have to re-bring it up is like, oh yeah, and like nobody else saw it. The camera stop on the fucking clown. I'm sorry, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Plot point. It's
Maybe-
It's a plot point, sure.
point in the movie.
Maybe
fucking
speed
plot
up a
point.
little bit,
It's impor-
Jake.
it's
so you don't have to
Jesus.
talk about every little.
All
tiny
right, so
detail.
during the party, he's randomly approached by random strangers. And one point, his dad's friend was like, "Hey,
Plastics.
plastics. Do you like plastics? Yeah, I like plastics." And he's like, "Okay." And then cut to him going. He's like, "Excuse me for a minute." He goes inside. Randomly, the shot lingers on Mrs.
What's
Robinson.
up?
She's just smoking and sad. You said speed up, so I'm trying to go faster.
What's up with the scuba suit?
That's later. Let me get to it.
I don't know, but is
Alright.
that what they were making fun of in Big Daddy? Was that Scuba Steve?
I think so.
His name's not Steve. It's like Robert or something.
Benjamin.
Benjamin.
Anyway,
Alright.
Mrs. Robinson
Here's
approaches
to
him,
you,
basically corners him,
Miss
and she's like, "Hey,
Influence.
you got to take me home." And he's like, "Why?" And he's like, "She just do it."
Because I'm drunk and my husband is like golfing or something.
Yeah,
What was he
something
doing
like that.
Golfing? Wasn't he just at the party?
Yeah, I didn't get that either. She was like, my husband left early, so you need to take me home. And then he came home from golfing. He
At
was like,
night?
yeah, I was golfing at
Don't
night
you only
because
really
that's what
golf
we
during
do.
the day?
That's like skiing. He was like, oh yeah, I was just skiing at night.
Was it
Clearly, he
fucking
was up to no
Olympics?
good.
What
that
was he
just their
doing?
excuse. Who knows? There's a lot
He
of
was
mystery.
banging whores.
This is a mystery movie as well.
It is. It's very mysterious. I like it. A lot happened before, a lot happened after. We'll
I just
never
watched
know.
Ready or
We'll
Not
never
with
know.
my parents last night.
Ooh, that was a good one.
Not really a mystery movie, but a good movie.
The last 5 minutes is pretty great.
Yeah, when they just start exploding,
Yeah, that was amazing.
amazing.
Oh, yeah,
Spoiler.
that's funny.
The funniest part is in the brother who's like texting or googling in the bathroom, pacts with the devil, real or fake.
Yeah, check it out, guys. Episode 6 on making me watch
No
movies.
way. There's
Ready or
no
not?
way you got that right.
Yeah, it's not 6. It was definitely top 30 though. First 30.
It was like one of our first ones.
Maybe top 10.
Wasn't 6, dude.
I don't know,
Anyway,
it was one
Jake,
of my choices.
keep going.
It is 6. Fuck you, dude. You're looking at it. I'm not. You looking at it. There's no way you
6?
get that every time. It was 6.
I got
It was
weird-
like 5 or 6 because we did Creep 2. Oh no, Creep 2. We did the same one, right? Whatever. I think Jake just has it up all the time.
All right, Jake, keep going.
because we're doing the
I don't.
podcast. Yes, you do.
Whatever.
You liar.
Maybe
I'm not gonna believe you.
I've seen it in writing that it's number 6, so random weird shit like that sticks in my head.
Yeah, Hell Satan.
Yep, Hell Satan.
That movie is actually that's what they're like sacrificing people to Satan.
Yeah. So anyway, this older lady corners our young main character.
What you drinking there, Schwartz?
Water.
Water.
Go ahead,
All right,
Mrs.
keep
Robinson.
going. Played
Yeah.
by Anne Bancroft, hot as fuck, pretty big actress during that day. Married to Mel Brooks.
Yep.
Hot as fuck. Our age, playing someone way older.
Nice boobies in the flashes.
Oh yeah. So that
It's
was a
alright.
cool shot when she like
She got some
rushed-
fucking Hollywood miles on her.
when she rushes
Got
into
some
the, into the
Weinstein miles
room
on her. You know what I'm
naked,
saying?
Wow, this guy's gonna get us canceled.
shot in the mirror. That like weird. Do you remember that shot?
Shout out to Weinstein.
You can like see her come into the room through the mirror. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
You like
yeah,
it?
yeah,
Good
yeah.
shot. Yeah.
Did you like that?
Dude, these shots were amazing.
Yeah. They were like horror-esque moments to this movie.
Kinda, yeah.
by how
She's
it's
like
shot.
Jaws, dude. She wants to suck you to the bottom.
That Tool song, Ticks and Leeches.
Episode 6 of Leeches. Go ahead.
All right,
So
keep
she's
going, Jake.
she's talking. She's talking to him. She's like, "I'm hitting on you, but I'm not hitting on you."
Yeah, basically all that kind of gaslights him up a little bit. Like, oh, I'm not doing anything. I'm just taking my clothes on in front of you. No big deal.
NBG.
Relax. My husband's not going to be home. Don't worry. And he's like, no, I gotta go. And
Husband's
then-
golfing. Well, what's up with the ongoing like Scotch bourbon joke? Is that he's all every time he's like, they're like, "Hey, what do you want?" He's like, "I'll take a bourbon." And they pour him a Scotch every time.
I didn't pick up on that.
You ever did?
No.
Every time they go to the bar, she asks him, "What do? You want a drink?" And he's like, "A bourbon." She pours him a Scotch, and he drinks it. And then when the husband gets home, he's like, "Come on, stay, have a drink with me. What'll it be? A Scotch or bourbon?" And he goes, "Bourbon," and he pours him a Scotch.
I noticed that once. I didn't realize that was reoccurring. That's
yeah,
pretty
I
funny.
think that happened like 3 times. Every time I
Nice.
went like this. Huh.
Yeah, see, that's why I love this movie because there's little details like that you just they're just there.
Remember when he
Little
ate
things
a
like
bunch
that.
of eggs?
Funny. This was in the same year as that. You guys love 1967.
This was a fucking David Fincher movie compared to that movie.
Yeah. They were nominated against each other, The Egg Eater and Dustin Hoffman. I don't
Yeah, who
think
won?
neither of them won.
Either or neither?
Neither.
Both.
Not both. No one won that year because
Neither of them won.
Everyone's-
Somebody had
Neither
to
of them
win.
won.
I
Both
don't know.
of them lost.
I think someone from In the Heat of the Night. Is that one? of those?
Sidney Poitier.
Maybe could have been a Poitier year.
Poitier.
That guy was crushing it back then.
Yeah, crushing your mom.
This was a Fincher
So-
movie.
After Benjamin awkwardly turns down Mrs. Robinson, she basically
Would you turn her down?
Probably not.
Hell no.
And in that situation, no, I probably wouldn't.
Come at me,
if I was
friend's mom.
in that age at that point in my life, no. I
You
would-
guys have friends, hot
I-
moms? You guys know like friends with hot moms?
My friend Kenny had a hot mom.
yeah, sure.
What had? Is she dead?
I mean, I don't know Kenny. I haven't seen him in like 23 years.
Are you saying she just might not be hot anymore?
She's probably in her 60s, so probably not.
But how old was she when you thought she was hot?
Like 29.
Oh damn, you know Kenny for a long time.
I knew Kenny for like 6-7 years.
67 years?
67,000 years.
That's her mom's whole life.
We were all vampires.
Jake, do you have any hot moms?
I don't. No one really specifically comes to mind, but I'm sure there were.
My friend Dave's mom had a hot mom.
Dave's grandma was hot.
No, Dave's mom was hot.
Dave Lugo.
No.
Oh, no last names. Gotta be you,
Yeah, no last names.
Dave Johnstone.
I think it was Devin. Devin's mom had it going on.
Who's Devin?
Devin. I don't
Some girl
remember.
named
I used to
Devin?
just hit on my
No,
friend's
it was a
mom.
guy named Devin.
In hindsight, like now thinking of what my friends' moms looked like when I was in high school, like now I'd be super into them, you know.
They were like
They were my age then.
roughly our age now.
Yeah, that's what I'm
so-
saying. That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. Like in hindsight, like, you know, they're old as fuck when you're in high school, but whatever. It's just how life goes. We all get old. Now we're all pieces of shit. Look at all the gray in my beard.
Now we're all pieces of
What
shit.
a piece of shit.
Go ahead.
Oh, man.
Continue with this riveting story. Dustin Hoffman sucks, by the way.
What? He's
Not a
fun.
fan. I think
Funny.
he's just old people funny. You know, I don't think he's like real funny anymore.
So you loved him in Meet the Fockers.
God, no, no.
He was really good in Hook.
Yes. Yes. You know why? He's a Broadway actor. He's a stage actor. He's not a movie actor. He's a
Hook
stage
was a
actor.
movie. Hook was a movie.
That's what I'm saying. But
He's
the
been
way,
in movies, bro.
the way that he plays Hook in that movie is very he was a little above and beyond. He could be that character. Rain Man. He's a good character actor. Maybe he's a good character actor. Is that what I'm trying to say?
I kind of put him
He's
in the
good in
same
stuff.
category as Philip Seymour Hoffman in that way. They're good as like the weirdos.
Yeah.
Because he was
But
really
don't
good
make
in
a whole
Tootsie. He
movie
was really
about
good
him.
in Tootsie too.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have him in there, put a real movie star in there. You're gonna put him in there, put a Tom Cruise in there.
No, he is a movie star. He's considered one of the best. He's also got 2 Oscars. and
Old. He's
considered one of
old.
the
He's
best.
old best though. He's old
No,
people
he
best.
came up with like
This is
De
an old
Niro
people
and
movie.
Pacino and all them.
You're naming old fucks.
Yeah, they're old, but they're still fucking the dudes who you recognize as like the
Yep.
best.
Okay, but not really. No, I think there's better actors. There's there's more contemporary actors that are better than them.
Not I don't know
today.
about better. Well, all right. Well, who are we talking about? Maybe just
Robert
as good.
Redford was gonna be this part originally. He
Fuck
was
Robert
cast.
Redford.
Yeah, you
Who's your favorite actor? Todd.
Right
Jesse
now?
Plemons. Up there. I'm just trying
Yeah.
to think of people you would
I think
agree with.
Michael Shannon's my favorite actor.
Michael Shannon. He's 100 years younger. And he's
No, he's
and
probably
he's
about
just as good, if not better, than
20
anybody
years
you just
younger.
named. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, 100 was a little over exaggerated. My bad.
there's
This
some great
movie
actors.
was 100 years old.
There's some great actors then, some great actors now. I mean, Christian Bale
You're
is
right.
probably the best.
Again, you're better off naming the ones that you think are better. But I think there are contemporary actors that we should have we should just put the benchmark with modern actors and fuck all these old fucks
Damn. All right. Well,
like
so
D.
you're saying-
Hoffman.
So you're saying we shouldn't watch movies with actors?
I'm
that are
not
above,
saying we
like,
shouldn't
50?
watch them. I'm just saying we
Or
shouldn't.
they were age appropriate at the time of these movies. Like, what are we supposed to do?
Yeah,
Not
what are we-
watch
what are we
old
supposed to do
movies
about
anymore?
this?
Who's saying don't watch them?
You just
You're
did.
saying that we should say fuck them.
I didn't say don't watch the movies. I'm just trying to. I'm just saying I don't.
What are
I'm
you
just.
saying?
You're
Saying we should
misconstruing what I'm
we should
saying.
cancel Dustin Hoffman.
Why
Yes.
do you hate D. Hoffman?
I'm saying I hate Dustin Hoffman. I'm saying we shouldn't hold him to high standards. That's what I'm saying. I'm
Okay.
saying, yeah, he
Okay.
was good and he was nominated, but he's old as fuck and he's old people good. He's not great
Yeah.
today.
I mean,
Nobody said don't watch a movie. Nobody's trying to censor anybody. That's my opinion.
Censor
Oh.
Hoffman. Don't
Censor
hassle the
Hoffman.
Hoffman.
You can hassle Hoffman, dude. Fuck Hoffman. That's all I'm saying.
Hoffman would have been canceled according if people.
Hell yeah.
What,
Fuck
what
Hoffman.
Robinson said during.
But watch the movie. It's a free world. I'm not saying don't watch the movie. It's what this is about. If you don't want my opinion, sign off.
Exit the interview.
You don't want my
idiot.
opinion, don't come in.
Leave your ass at
What's
the
that
door.
song? If you don't want to see me dancing with another guy, don't come out. Don't. If you fucking, I'll shoot you. You know that song?
What? You
think
made
I-
all that
no.
up.
I
No
don't
one
think I
ever
know
said
that
that
one.
ever in a song. Everybody
It's a
would be
good
like, "Nah,
song.
bad idea. Change that shit.
I am unfamiliar.
That sounds dumb.
What was that? Nope. Bad idea.
Getting close. Not that though.
Yeah, but nope. Bad idea.
All right, man. He's gonna hassle the Hoffman. Keep going, Jake.
Hey, that's my opinion.
Okay, then eventually they get to there's Hoffman's birthday party after the attempted situation for Mrs. Robinson.
The scuba diving thing.
Then they go to the scuba diving thing.
So was
If-
that just a popular present in the 60s?
I
What,
don't know,
scuba
it
diving?
was cool.
I
like
think it was.
Seems
I
Yo,
like
think
a
was
was.
it?
cool,
Oh,
a
time
cool
out, though.
like rich person thing.
We haven't
think-
talked
yeah.
about this yet. Is his dad played by the guy from Boy Meets World, the
Yep.
principal?
Mr.
I'm
Feeney.
pretty sure it's Mr. Feeney.
100% is,
Yeah, that's
definitely is.
Hoffman's.
Might be my
papa.
favorite scene in the end when he's confronting him. It's like the most amicable, like, listen here, Sonny.
No, you're
You've
thinking
been
about
fu-
Mr. Robinson. I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah,
Hoffman's
His
papa.
dad. You're right. That's either way.
Yes.
Yeah,
William
that was a good
Daniels.
scene though. I like that scene too. It was
Yeah.
kind of weird how he didn't really care too much.
Yeah. He wasn't going to like punch him or anything. He was just like,
Yeah.
I need to tell you what I think, Sonny.
Listen, you little a-hole.
Just so you know, I'm getting a divorce. Spoiler.
It's your fault.
It's all your fault. It really was. He broke a family up. He's a bad. If there's a villain in this movie, it's Dustin Hoffman.
No, I think it's Mrs. Robinson. Actually, she was a cunt.
She was a succubus, but he's not a good person.
I mean, both of them were just very damaged people.
DPs.
Yeah,
And then as a result, Elaine was
Jake.
also
I know
fairly
why you
damaged
love this
because of
movie
the
so
mother.
much because
Why is
it's because it's like your other favorite movie, American Beauty, and same type of movie.
What do you mean?
I don't know. They're both about damaged people doing everyday shit in the suburbs.
I
If
guess.
Tom Cruise was in this movie,
That's Magnolia. Another one could fit in that category.
damn, how'd you
though.
know what I was thinking?
Because I just know.
Get out of my mind.
I'm never leaving.
Anyway, symbolism for drowning.
Oh, there's so much water
well,
symbolism.
Hello,
in this movie.
darkness, my old
Well,
friend.
Is he drifting? Is he drowning?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
always
Hello,
in
darkness,
the.
my old
Come to
friend.
see you again.
Yeah, he's always looking into the fish tank. He's like literally being drowned by his
Yeah.
parents. This movie is a fucking dog shit piece of it.
No, Mike Nichols talks about metaphors a lot when he talks about writing, and he's
I know, I'm
directs
just
stage
kidding.
plays, and his whole movies. all his
Just
movies are based around
kidding.
that.
Just kidding. Good symbolism.
All right, keep going, Jake. You're getting there. I need you to speed up a little bit, but you're getting there.
All right. So during the
Such a dick.
after the birthday party situation, there's the hotel scene, which I think is like the best part of the whole movie in a way.
Yeah.
It's just
Wait, which one where they first meet?
Yeah, when
Yeah,
he's
that's a good
there
one.
and he goes up to the
Because
the
we didn't
bar
really
and
get
all
through
that.
so she seduces him. She
Yes.
denies it, but then she comes in. She's like, all right, I'm not seducing you. He fucking was like, all right, I'm out of here. And I know where she comes in naked and was like, listen, I know you don't want to fuck now, but I'm down to fuck whenever you're ready. And
Me up, my dude.
yeah, HMU. They don't have like cell phones or anything, but
No.
slip into the DMs in the 60s, whatever that is. We skipped that part. So now he's ready. Dick's hard as a rock. He's at the Hotel Magnolia.
When he gets into the hotel and he's
hotel.
like checking in and talking to the fucking concierge, that shit's pretty hilarious. He tells him
Right.
tries to just tell him to stop doing the little bell and shit.
Yeah.
Gets him in
When he gets the room.
Yeah.
Do you have luggage? Yes, of course I have luggage. Like, why would you even say that? Why don't say that?
Yeah.
I think the opening line is like, "Are you here for an affair?" He's like, "What?"
Yeah.
The Singleman party, sir. Oh,
Don't you think these like little things are a little on the nose though?
well, I think
Maybe
they're
not
clever.
in
I
the
think they're
fucking
funny.
20s when this movie came
well,
out,
no,
but
this is also the thing. I think the type of humor that this is like very Woody Allen-y in that like
old
you're not supposed to like necessarily you're supposed to kind of just experience it with them as opposed to judge what they do. You're supposed to just accept whatever happens because it's just their reaction to things. Like that's just these people reacting in these ways. Like they're just neurotic fucking people who just are gonna react like this.
It's
You know
old
what I mean?
people. This is old people humor.
Sure. I guess the only funny old person really then, if that's the truth, is Larry David, because Larry David's fucking hilarious.
Yes. I would give you that. I would put him as number one, and I would strive to think of a number two.
So I guess this
Mike
adds
Nichols.
to your timely comment is like, for the time, this was pretty hilarious. For the time,
Well,
this
it was a
pretty
different
fresh.
approach. It was like taking the Leave It to Beaver family and like shedding light on the scumbags that they actually
Yeah.
are deep down.
Showing who they're banging.
Yeah, showing
Yeah.
their inner demons.
Right.
Leave Mr. Beaver is fucking out spending a golf at night banging some hooker or something, and this chick's
Banging some
banging this
hookers.
dude.
Wouldn't it
Yeah,
be
'cause-
rad to remake this movie but with hardcore sex scenes?
I
Instead
think
of
it'd be
these
rad to
dumb
make a sequel to
montages.
this movie and see where Dustin Hoffman's at now at 83 if he's still
They-
banging Mrs. Robinson's daughter.
They kind of weirdly made it like a off sequel to this movie
What,
called
the Fockers movies?
No, it was called, I think it was called Rumor Has It.
Rumor
has
Was
it.
Dustin Hoffman in it?
No, it
Sorry.
wasn't Dustin Hoffman, but
Dustin
it was
Hoffman and Adele.
it was like they kind of made it more like on the real approach where Jennifer Aniston was the lead character and she
Okay, I remember this movie.
late
Late 90s,
goes to I think her like sister's wedding or something and
early
she
2000s maybe.
meets this guy and then she comes to realize that this guy used to hook up with her mom, and then she later
Oh.
realizes that this same guy also banged her grandma. And then-
What?
Nice.
Does
and then
Mel
she-
Gibson play the guy? That'd be
No, it's
amazing.
Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner, second best.
And
My
Kevin
second favorite old man
Nice.
actor.
Yeah, and
Second favorite
within the within that movie, like Kevin Costner's best friend wrote the book The Graduate. So that's how it's like the book was kind of based on Kevin Costner's story,
So meta.
and then
So
it kind of
meta.
plays out as like a different kind of character.
So wait,
but
who played the grandma? Was she hot at least? Was it like Helen Mirren or something? Or
the
Dame Judi
grandma
Dench?
was it
Please
was
tell me it
someone
was
pretty
Dame Judi
good.
Dench.
Let me find this for you because it was a
Cat named
Ooh,
Judi Dench.
I hope it was the lady from Jurassic Park
Laura Dern.
or Meryl Streep
Dude, I would bang Meryl Streep even now at like 75.
or Madonna.
No, Madonna looks terrible. Did you see her lately? She looks like a clown.
Yeah, didn't something happen to her? Didn't she
Nah, she just
get
got
stung by a
surgery. She
bee?
looks like a clown.
Mm.
Yeah. Hollywood shit.
I'd still put it in her just to say
Shirley
it did.
MacLaine.
Shirley MacLaine. She was a hottie. She was
Yes.
a hottie.
Yes, I loved her in Die Hard.
And who was the mom?
Her mom in the movie, the mom was dead. So
God.
bummer.
So he was a necrophiliac.
Richard
Got it.
Jenkins is also. I never saw this movie, to be fair, but
dead
Richard
people?
Jenkins, man, that makes me want to see it.
Richard Jenkins was the dead mom in Woman
Jenkins.
Face.
No, Richard. I think Richard Jenkins was, I think, her dad in the movie, or
What? Kevin Costner banged her dad too?
No. This was like basically.
Dude, is
Kevin
this like
Costner was,
that-
like the blonde
Remember that
guy
movie?
that she married?
Remember that
essentially.
doc where the guy banged like the mom, the sister, and the dad and like killed the dog?
Wait,
Oh,
you
yeah,
saw
that-
my home
that
videos
shit
when I was a child?
crazy. That was about your family Schwartz,
Myself.
you sick fuck.
Fuck this dad.
Got myself.
But no, seriously, that's a real
I'm
doc.
sorry,
That was weird.
Bobby.
That shit was wild.
It did, and he ended up fucking the dad, right?
What?
Something like that, or he made his
Yeah.
dad. I think he
Wait,
made his
wait,
dad
wait.
like suck his dick or something.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
think
This
it was
dude
something weird
fucked
like
his
that.
mom and dad?
No, this dude fucked his
Fucked his
mom
entire
and then his
family.
daughter and then her daughter, and then somehow came back and fucked their dad, like the daughter's
second.
dad, the
This
husband.
dude fucked a girl, then
Yes.
fucked the girl's mom, and then
You
fucked
got
the
it.
girl's dad? All right,
That's
well,
it.
Yeah.
what's the name of this documentary? I gotta watch it.
It's like
It's
the devil
called-
next door, some weird shit like that. It's not
Nah,
even-
that's a
Devil Next
different
Door.
one. That's a different one.
it's a different one.
Still dad fucking in that
Maybe
one?
not.
Wow,
Maybe
what is that-
not.
what
Maybe
is that
you're
shit
right.
called?
I think the devil next door, because then he killed. I think the devil next door like involves a lady that kills everybody.
I don't know, but you gotta
Netflix
find
doc.
it, and it's great.
Yeah,
Is it a
this
Blumhouse feature?
This dude fucks.
No, this is a documentary series on Netflix.
Well, someone tell me the name of it because I got to see it.
And then I think he kills a dog, or he fucks a dog. I'm not.
He
sure.
might kill the
What?
dog too.
I don't
That-
see why he would fuck the dog.
Is it this one? No, the
You-
devil next door is the fucking Nazi doc.
Yes,
Nazi
that was a
docs.
good one. That was a good one. It was just a dude who ended up. It was a guy. The devil next door was, a Nazi guard at like Auschwitz or something, or like Dachau,
Yeah.
like one of the.
He just
death
happened to live
camps.
next door to somebody?
And he was like done being a Nazi. You know, he was like, I'm not a Nazi anymore. And then he
All
moved
right,
to
see you
like
later.
he moved to like Chicago, and he was just living next door to people. And then some old Jewish lady saw him, who was like, I would never forget that man's face. He was a fucking torturous killer. And then I think he eventually, I don't know what happened, but the whole time he was
Sounds
just like,
apt
wasn't me.
pupil. It's like apt pupil.
Kinda, yeah. Because I think he was a good dude, like, and not saying he was a good dude. I think he did good things for the community. That so he was like
Not for the
everyone's-
Jewish community.
Oh, yes, I'm a bad guy, extremely bad guy.
Spiderman would
care.
have taken
This
care
is
of
what'll
him.
get us canceled.
No.
Not all that rape shit.
Jesus Christ. All right. Are we on at the end? Did you knock on the glass yet?
How many times has that been parodied?
Dude,
Right.
Wayne's World is the first thing I think of.
I think that me too. When I was watching this movie, I was like, where have I fucking seen this exact same thing?
And you
It's
remember the
not
scene-
Dustin Hoffman.
Do you
Pretty sure
remember the scene-
Family Guy did it too.
Do you remember the scene in Wolf of Wall Street where like she's got no panties on and she's like telling him to get away from her
Yeah.
and the whole like leg scene? I think they took that out of this movie too with the Mrs. Robinson leg scene when the camera's underneath her leg and that you see him in the distance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the street from this.
There's a similar scene in Closer that you brought up earlier.
Yeah, great movie. I love Closer. That's low key my favorite Mike Nichols movie.
Tastes
Wolf.
like
You guys ever see
only
Wolf?
sweeter.
I don't think
You
I
guys
ever
ever see
saw
Wolf with Jack Nicholson and Michelle Pfeiffer? It's another Mike Nichols film.
Is that
Pretty
where
crazy. He turns into a werewolf.
is that where Qui-Gon has to fight wolves?
No, this is a movie about Jack Nicholson where he plays like a reporter and he gets bitten by a wolf and he becomes a werewolf and he like stalks Michelle Pfeiffer's character.
Is he in London?
No, it's in like New York City in the 90s. A lot of like Hamptons type settings.
Hampton.
Rich people shit.
I love movies where rich people die.
I guess I do too. You know what my favorite rich people getting into shit movie is? The Game by David Fincher.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's my favorite. That's besides for There Will Be Blood. That's probably my low key second favorite.
And No
movie of all
Country for
time.
Old Men.
Oh no, I think The Game and There Will Be Blood are number one. And
No
two.
Country for Old Men.
All right, Jake. Continue, good sir.
So I was trying to find
Huh.
that doc for you, but I
You're still here, Jake?
can't really find it.
All right, well, keep
Let's
looking anyway.
Yo, that shirt got me a lot of accolades as I was riding my bike yesterday.
You
I
don't
got
know how to
that.
ride a bike.
I did. That was the first one I got. I had my headphones on, so I wasn't listening to anybody. But there was a car that was like turning, and they didn't turn. I was like, "The fuck is this car waiting for?" So finally, I like turn around, and as I turn around, the guy's hanging out his window, giving me one of those. I was like, "All right." I was like, "Why would he do?" I don't know him. Number one. Number two, like I'm not wearing like a band shirt. Like usually, if like I'm wearing a fucking Metallica or a Tool shirt or something, somebody would be like, "Yo," you know. And then I looked down and I saw I was wearing this King Switch shirt. And then a little later, I was I was riding down a different street and someone was just driving by in a car and they just go, "Bullet Club!" And then I gave him the old fucking
Nice.
kiss or whatever it's called. Snake's
sweet.
kiss. Too
Too
sweet.
sweet.
It's fucking stupid. I like it.
It's like being in a gang. It's cool.
It is. It's like being in a gang. Or just liking the same thing.
There is no difference.
Same.
Same, but no difference.
I don't rob people.
Yeah, you do. He winked. Everybody, you can't see him. He winked when he said that.
Wink with my dick. All right. What happened?
Weird.
What's next?
Hello,
What are we
darkness,
watching?
my old
What
friend.
are we watching
Yeah,
next?
montage of him and Ms. Robinson.
So
banging.
they
They're
start
a whole
banging.
bunch, and then
They bang a lot.
Did we
Yeah.
get
Bang
through
a lot.
the lobby scene? That's a pretty good scene. It's
Great
like a
scene.
good-
yes, yeah, we breezed over it. The
Yeah,
lobby
just
so
scene.
like
funny.
he's waiting there
Funny.
for her. She comes in. Like I think that's a pivotal awkwardness right there. She comes in,
yeah.
she sits down, he's like, "What's up?" And she's like, "Hello, what's his name? Dickerson?
Benjamin.
Benjamin." And he's like, "Hey, hello, Mrs. Robertson." It's like she's like, "Can I get a fucking drink?" That's a good scene right there. And he's like, "Oh, of course, I got you." And he's like, "Oh, waiter." And then the waiter just walks away.
Right.
He just like looks down. It's like he didn't see me. She just fucking snaps him over.
Dude, that same thing happened to me one time on like a
all the
random
time.
like, Tinder date. I was just,
All
but
the
it was
time.
like first date Tinder date test. So I'm just like,
You're just like,
cool. He'll be back, I guess.
yes. Oh, dude, waiters are dicks.
Yeah.
That's why I never tip.
Yeah, that whole thing was awkward. And then when even after he got the room, I like when he called her and she's like,
Yeah.
"Do you have something to tell me?" He's like, "I just really appreciate everything you're doing for me. I think this is great." And she's like, "The room number."
Yeah,
me-
like she was. I'm really happy about this.
Just want to say I really appreciate what you're doing here.
I mean, when you come to think about it, I guess this movie is pretty hilarious.
It is. It's hilarious and
Is
really
it,
well
though?
shot.
It kind of.
I think it is.
I think Dustin
Especially for its
Hoffman
time,
has a
it's one of the
couple
more
good,
funny. It's
funny
great.
moments in it.
There's a lot of funny exchanges like that. But that's why I think that's why, like I was saying, that's pretty much my favorite scene, the whole hotel introduction scene. And then even into the bedroom of the awkward kiss of like she takes a cigarette, then he goes and kisses her, and then
Yeah, then she
he blows
exhales.
out afterward. And him randomly grabbing her boob and then banging his head in the corner. It's just the whole like the coat hanger, like every beat of that scene is
And it's
hilarious.
like, hey, did you guys watch any interviews with Dustin Hofferson?
I watched a bunch of Mike
no,
Nichols.
not recently.
He just he's so proud of himself. He's like, yeah. So then I grabbed her boob, and then I couldn't help it. So I then and everyone in they're all in stitches in the back, and I'm walking, and I laughed over, and I banged my head on the wall, and he goes like this, and they kept it in the movie.
Yeah, I did hear that. I was all
What
very
the
highly impressed.
fuck?
Was he
up,
the age?
dude.
Was he that age that he made the movie, or was he older?
No, he's like I feel like when you've been told that you're amazing your whole life, you start to like think these little things you've done. Like, and that was, I watched another one of him talking about this. He was like, "Yes, I had an idea for a sequel to this movie. See, we were still married, Elaine and I, it was not going well, and we had a son, and my son had a girlfriend, and I started to have an affair with my son's girlfriend."
That's a little
Ooh.
on the nose.
I
There,
mean, hey, he was like, it's like he's like, isn't that a great idea? It's like, no, like that's duh. That's what you would
Sounds
fucking
creepy.
do.
Dustin
Yeah.
That's what you would
Hoffman's British,
fucking do.
first of all.
He speaks like a
Wow.
fucking. He's just an old person, fucking theater actor, a thespian. He's a fucking 100-year-old thespian, and he's just lame. He's so proud of the things he does because so many people told him he's great his whole life, and he's just not that great. He's old, which I was not saying. I'm gonna get old. I get it, but
But you've never been great.
I've never been great, and when I'm old, I'm not gonna act like I'm great.
Jake will. That pretentious bitch.
Yeah, probably.
It's the steroids talking.
Look at all I've done.
All right. He bangs on the glass.
I
it
touched her boot, and
ends.
then I banged on the glass, and then they were like, "Don't bang it that hard," and then I banged it softer. It was wild. Shut up.
Dustin Hoffman kind of reminds me of Gene Cousineau.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I can see that for sure.
Exactly. 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 Throw the rest of my notes away. I have nothing else to say.
The end.
The
Next
end.
week on Making Me Watch Movies.
Rate this piece of shit. I just
right.
want to know if, like, in the 60s, giving your son a scuba suit was like the thing to do.
I don't know.
It definitely ain't like
I can
that in
see it for
the
like random rich people
22s.
in
Such
Southern
a is that
California.
just a rich people thing to do? Like someone living in your
Probably.
house in the 60s, like buying scuba suits and shit. Your house just seems like the house they live in. Big pool in the backyard.
You rich motherfucker.
I don't have a pool.
You would in the 60s
Oh yeah, probably.
if you were rich in the 60s.
Oh yeah, definitely. If I was rich, yeah, I'd have a pool for sure.
You know what's a great 60s based movie? Is the Sam Mendes movie Revolutionary Road.
Reservoir Dogs.
Cool.
Just saying. 60s is kind of a weird time.
It was. A lot of things were changing.
Yeah.
Times are changing.
All right, so
Things are changing now, dude.
Come on, finish this within the next like minute.
We're going
and
to
you're
war. We're at war with Ukraine right now. We're not, but
All right, basically,
you want to talk about that?
after they do the montage of them having sex, basically showing that they've been hooking up all summer long. Meanwhile, his parents are
Sexy
pressuring him to
montage.
do something with himself, and also that he should ask out Elaine. Elaine is Miss Robinson's daughter. Miss Robinson basically forbids Benjamin from ever dating Elaine.
Seriously forbid.
which was
He-
an interesting scene because that right there was like such blatant throwing in your face of exactly what was going to happen. That's another thing that I was kind of like, why would she care so much and like make it like the more she said it, the more he's going to want to do it, right? Why wouldn't she just like gloss over it and it'll just be an idea put in his head, you know? What do you guys think about that? What was up with that?
What you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, he brought it up, but yeah, I don't know. I think there's something to. Sure, I agree, but
Like,
that
don't you
was
think it
also
would've
like
been
her.
so much
I
better
feel like
if
that was
all of a
definitely her
sudden like
true reaction.
they had that convo and he's like, okay, I never will, I promise. Then the dad's like, you got to do it, and he's like, oh shit, like that would have been a little stronger in my opinion.
Question is, why didn't she want him to do it?
well, because she's a little peanut butter and jelly, you know. It's her man.
Oh yeah.
Is she?
A little bit, not like not. I
Or
don't think
is she not just want? Does she just not want her daughter to end up like she did, miserable?
I think
and
mostly
fucking
that.
I think it's that, but I
that
also
in a
think
relationship that she didn't really want to be in.
But I also think it's that she she does like have some sort of like obviously she's attracted to him and she has some sort of feelings for this dude. She doesn't want him like
I
she
don't
doesn't
think
want
she
that
has
involved
any
with the daughter.
I
feelings.
don't think she.
I don't
gives a
think she
shit
has any
about him.
None
feelings for
whatsoever?
him. No, I think she just wants to fuck this young
Yeah.
stud, dude.
She's just also fucking
I
depressed.
think-
She's, like,
Stallion?
in a shitty
I think
relationship.
this
She
dude's
just wants
got
to
a
bang him.
fucking mare's dick, and he's just laying pipe like a fucking plumber.
LNP like a P.
Yeah, because she did establish that Elaine was married or was made pre-marriage, and that she
Yeah.
basically only married the dude
Shotgun wedding.
because she was pregnant. That was why.
Oh, yeah.
So she was just in this loveless, shitty marriage. This whole her whole
Yeah,
life.
look at her husband.
So
She's
she was
this
already
little
unhappy.
hottie,
She's
She's this
she's
little
clearly miserable. She's like wasted the
fucking
whole time. Like,
Marlboro smoking, whiskey drinking hottie,
yeah, who knows
married
what
to
else
this
she's been
old
up to.
golf club and caddy fucking old man. Probably sucking
So-
some dicks.
She doesn't want the Elaine, but they go out anyway, and then it's a bad date purposely from.
You think her dad's a
them.
closeted gay man?
Who, Mr. Robinson?
I think Mr. Robinson's slanging.
I don't think so.
So if this movie was remade today, do you think they can get away with doing it if it was the other way around? If Mr. Robinson was the one coming on to the kid, but it was still a boy,
I think people would love it.
and he's 21 years
I
old,
think I feel like it'd be more accepting now.
right?
That's what I mean. People
Yeah,
would love
that's-
it.
yeah.
I think you're right.
That
Yeah.
would make the movie timely.
Like that.
Yeah,
fucking
there you go.
Call
Timeless.
me by
Or
your
timely
name.
for
I kinda
today,
had
yeah.
that thought about like
Call
where
me by
this,
your name.
yeah, it's this movie about
Did we watch that?
no
With
no
Arnie
it's-
Hammer.
yeah
the
Arnie
fucking
Hammer
cannibal.
and
His name's
Timothy,
Army.
Armie
Well,
Hammer
the
and Timothy
cannibal guy.
Chalamet, where they're like 10 years apart. And he's like 30, and Army or
I don't
Timothy
watch
Chalamet's, like,
anything with Timothy
17.
Chalamet.
Yeah, it was this weird
out.
little love story between them, and the whole movie, I'm like,
But you gotta get
it's,
to Timmy
like, way
C,
too far
baby.
apart. Yeah, because he was like
Don't
17.
like him.
And his character was,
He-
so it was weird.
He's like a ghost. He reminds me of No Face from Spirited Away.
It reminds me of Winona Ryder. She was skinny and a dude.
Yeah,
Timothy
and you know who I hate? Winona fucking Ryder.
Whoa.
She was so hot back in the day.
When she looks the same as she always did.
Nah, Mr. Deeds, pretty top notch.
No. Beetlejuice, maybe.
Beetlejuice, she was like 18, so yeah.
Perfect.
But like, her at 30 was like prime.
Prime USDA beef.
All right, Jake, take us home, baby.
So he goes out with Elaine anyway, and Mrs. Robinson's pissed. And he's like, you know what?
And
I'm gonna
Elaine's not
marry
ha-
her.
Elaine's not
Deal with
happy.
it.
Hold on, we're glossing over this whole fucking.
Yeah, we talked nothing about depression like you wanted to talk about.
Well, what about Elaine? Like he stalks her for like 3 months. There's a whole stalking montage.
That's
of
later. That's
Elaine.
after.
Oh my
We
bad.
haven't even got there.
Montage.
Not skipping over it. We even got there. They go out on the date, and then
Takes
she
to a titty
basically
bar.
rejects him because he pretty much immediately falls in love with her, and he goes to tell Elaine, or he goes and tells Elaine what he's been doing with Miss Robinson, because it comes up during that bad date situation, because they start getting close to each other after he feels bad about taking her to a strip club. And then during that whole thing, Miss
That's a good
Robinson's,
scene. That's a good.
watching,
I like the way that scene was shot too, where they go to he's like, "Let's get the fuck out of here," and they go to the drive-in, and they're talking, and then they like lock up. Do we even hear what they're saying after they closes everything up, or are we just seeing them chat inside the car? I think either way, it was a good
Well,
scene. Never
he
moved.
tells her about how he was hooking up with an older woman with a family.
That's right. That's where he tells her that.
Yeah. And he just isn't clear on that. And then some time goes by. I think they were kind of dating, and obviously Mrs. Robinson pissed because she forbade him to do so. And then they kind of he reveals what's going on, because Mrs. Robinson's about to like call the police and expose him and all this shit, and he's thinking like I guess he thinks it's better that him tells her instead of Mrs. Robinson. Who knows? So that happens.
Robinson ends up saying he rapes her.
Yeah, that's after.
Damn, I
that, yeah.
forgot about that. That's OG.
That is
Yeah.
the worst of the worst.
That's OG though.
Yeah, that's kind of
Weinstein
after
101.
That's
That's
after
probably would be the
stalking
most
stuff happens.
controversial thing today. Because people would be like, that
Why
shit
you
happens.
always lying?
They go to the monkey house.
When does she find out? Have we gotten to that point yet? Did they tell her? Don't tell her.
When does she find out what? Oh, that. Yeah, Ben tells her, and then there's a bunch of screaming. And Ben leaves, and Ben hears that she goes back to Berkeley, and then that's when he's all in love with her, and then starts stalking her, like starts following her and watching her routine, being a weirdo, going to classes and shit.
Super weird.
Super weird. And then
Not
eventually,
okay.
he run. I like to see where he like runs up on the bus, and then he just sits down behind her, and he's like, "Oh, what a coincidence! Where are you going? I'm gonna go there too."
Not okay. That's why we carry
It was weird.
guns.
It's weird. And then he just follows her around the zoo while she's like supposed to go and meet this guy on a date. And then for some reason that basically attracts her to him. And then she goes finds him.
Women love obsession.
Yeah, and that's something he was definitely doing. And then she finds him at his wherever he's staying. Looks like some dormitory type situation. And then that's when she's like, "How could you have done that to my mother? You raped my mother." And he's like, "What? Nah, dog, that didn't happen." And then she screams.
I would have hired someone to go fucking shoot her mom right there. But like, yo, Johnny, I got a job for you.
Then naturally he's like, "So we're gonna get married, right?" And she's like, "Maybe." And he's like, "All right, maybe is pretty cool." And they start hanging out more. And then he's like, "All right, so when are we gonna get married?" She's like, "Well, I gotta go meet up with Carl." And he's like, "Who the fuck is Carl?" And he's like, "You're the dude from the zoo." And he's like, "Fuck that guy." And she's like, "Yeah, here's the thing. I kind of said I maybe will marry him too." And he's like, "What?"
Why you always lying?
Yep. And then somehow that gets sped up, and then Benjamin tries to stop the wedding, and they bang
Another
on the
montage
glass.
of him driving over the Golden Gate.
Yep. I think that was the Bay Bridge. It was the Bay Bridge.
Whatever. Golden Gate, Bay Bridge, tomato. Finish it.
He
Bay
bangs
Bridge
on
is
the
way
glass.
bigger than the Golden
He's
Gate.
all like, "Elaine!"
Whatever.
And they're already married. It's too
Get your
late.
bridges right, idiot.
But doesn't matter because Elaine's like, "Ben!" And then they run outside, and then they're
That's
in
the
back
best
of the
part.
bus.
All the people
he
are
fights
mouthing
him.
the shit that they're saying. They're like, "Fuck this guy" or "Fuck that guy." Like that was hilarious.
He fights the dad off with the
That was a good
with
scene.
the cross. Yeah.
He fights everyone off with the cross.
Yeah, and it was the sound of silence.
Satan.
Then they get on the bus and they regret their
and
decision.
Then they look immediately uncertain about what just happened, and then the bus drives away. Roll credits. Classic car driving
Honestly-
away. Roll credits.
honestly,
Do you know
situation.
if they remade this movie today, who should make it and would make it amazingly?
Yeah, hold up.
is David Fincher. David Fincher would make this movie. You want a dark movie? He would
Or-
make this movie dark. Or
Anton Fuqua.
Anton Fuqua. Really?
Todd
not?
Phillips.
All right. I mean, that's an interesting choice, but yeah, he's made some very good movies.
Todd Phillips
made some
starring
great
Jesse
movies.
Plemons.
Todd
TC
Phillips, huh?
TP starring
All right, where do you guys rank this classic movie?
But Jesse Plemons
what
is
do they-
Mr. Robinson.
Did we yeah, because he old as fuck.
Exactly.
Jesse Plemons is like 33.
Obviously, Timothy Chalamet will be cast as Benjamin because that just goes without saying. Unfortunately, in Hollywood,
Why? He looks like Amanda Bynes on
he's like
Nickelodeon.
he's just 20. He looks like he's gonna be 20 his whole life.
Like
I don't
when
even- he's
she
probably
was on
30 by now, but
Nickelodeon.
he looks 20 forever.
Yeah, he's got that little fucking. He's got that LP disease. He's got
Yeah.
that Benjamin Button. He's got that Hezbollah disease. Hezbollah, you know Hezbollah?
The little
No.
midget guy?
Yeah,
Or little person, I should say. Didn't mean to offend anybody.
yeah, dude. This is getting taken off Spotify. We might as well talk about vaccines.
Don't say the C word because then we'll get a little disclaimer about the C word.
True. C word.
Not talking about cunt. Don't worry, Schwartz.
Not talking about. Never mind.
Okay,
And
let's
here-
rank it.
Rank
Yep.
it, idiots.
Uncertainty of the situation. Everyone's sad. Great music.
I'm
Here's to
going
you.
number 70.
Are you going
70.
to Scarborough Fair? I sang that song in
70.
choir.
Damn, you hated this movie.
I did not hate this movie. This was a very well made movie, and I respect Mike Nichols very much. And I think for the '60s, this was a great movie. But we've just watched a lot of movies, and I've been watching
70.
this
Oh,
before
you know how many movies?
98.
97.
This is 70 out of 100. This was the 100th movie
No,
it's
this is
70
not.
out of-
Well, it's technically our 97th
out of
episode.
the
though.
rank. I think it's like the 99th episode or something like that. Yeah.
Do you guys want to know the next movie we're doing?
No,
We got to rank them first. Slow
Okay,
down.
relax.
Rank it.
Yeah, you
biatches.
ranked, and then what? We're moving on because you're done.
rank it.
This is number 98, but I don't think we numbered like the Halloween special or something.
Halloween special.
This will be number 98, though. Jake
Oh,
doesn't
dude.
believe me.
It's 99.
Look, what did I just post today?
You posted 97 twice. So
I do that.
it should be probably 98 instead of
yeah.
97.
And I
Meaning
changed it.
that
Save.
Graduate would be 99.
All right, I fixed that. Yeah, 99. What did I say? Was I disagreeing with you?
Yeah, you were saying
Yeah,
it was
so
going to be 98.
everybody's wrong every now and then, dude. Why don't you get off my fucking back?
Whoa.
I didn't mean to sound so angry. Schwartz, where'd you put this? 74?
70.
God damn. I'm going 11.
Wow.
Wow.
Very surprising number.
Why? You can't tell my enthusiasm for it, that I really like it. We never even talked about the Harold and Maude comparisons. Do we want to talk about that?
I kind of thought of that. Yeah. What were you thinking?
It's different, but I mean, just the obvious.
What's
like,
your thoughts?
Older woman.
I did think
younger
of that.
guy, kind of
Because I'm trying to get my mom to watch
an
Harold
off
and Maude.
character. You know, both were
I've never
slightly
seen Harold and Maude.
strange characters from Wealth. You know, it was interesting comparison.
Wait, strange? What?
Like
Well,
like strange,
this was a very
strange main characers that came from Wealth, and you know the obviously older woman situations. Very different characters, but sorry, go ahead.
The generational gap. That was got to be like the main theme in this movie that we didn't even really talk about.
Yeah, true.
Like the fact that older people didn't even have names; they were just Mr. and Mrs. and
Right.
and the kids didn't have last names. They were just whatever. They were just there was definitely like that was kind of an in your face thing too, a little on the nose.
Oh yeah, that he never called her by the first name, even though he was banging her for months. She
No, it was
just
always Mrs. Robinson. But all the teacher, or I mean, all the was she a teacher of his?
No, it was her husband is partners with his dad.
Yeah. Partners. See what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Golfing.
And, yeah, and that Mr. Feeney wore some short shorts. All I'm saying.
Mr. Feeney. You know what I'm saying? Put it in my beanie.
Did you
Yeah.
rank yours, Anthony? By the way,
I did just now. Do. Boom. I gave it a 6.8. Wow.
6.8.
Numbers don't lie, dude.
Ball don't lie.
What did I fucking? You know why? It's because. Cool. Yeah, let's give it a 6.1. 6.1 on the old scale.
All right. Where's it landed about in the number world?
Oh, I'm gonna put it.
The ranking verse.
I'm gonna put this bad boy down in the fucking 40s. I think 54.
Good high middle.
54.
Low middle.
Yeah.
54.
54 is where that's living at the present.
Manx better
time.
than this? Challenging. I challenge. You think Manx better?
Yeah,
All right.
I would watch Mank
That's like your opinion, man.
tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Watch this tomorrow.
So you guys want to hear our next movie?
Sure, Schwartz, go ahead.
It's the new outro.
100th episode. Schwartz's pick is next time. This pick is going to be Star Wars, episode 1 through whatever you desire. We will be talking the entirety of Star Wars on our next episode, the 100th episode of Making Me Watch Movies. So tune in. Shout out to the Big Cat and Davidson, Danny and T, and my dad, and Jillian. Avid listeners of the podcast. Take it easy. Watch all the Star Wars as you can before next Wednesday. See you then. MMwM _podcast on Instagram.